Good evening. I would like to point out that I only have two audience members you can see. The third one is behind the camera tonight. Tonight I'll be telling you about a day that changed history forever. That was Operation D-Day. I'll be telling you why, the battle itself, and the aftermath. So let me begin by telling you the reasons for D-Day. The Allies were in need of a forward attack towards Berlin. Germany's forces were already pushing forward and were ready to start an invasion upon France itself. The Allies needed help from the inside, though. With the French Marquis, a rebellious group against all German forces, they also had some pretty torturous methods of themselves. There were a lot of traitors inside the French Marquis, so it would make it difficult on themselves to trust them. But as in Canada, that had once had a great alliance with French, the French Quebec and the French Marquis became very close allies, and then became a sharp-written ally together. They needed a large way to get their heavy arms and the infantry behind the enemy lines. The only way they could do this is if through a giant invasion. So now they needed to have the plan set up. This is where they met in Ottawa, Canada. Britain, the United States, and Canada all met together to start the plans on D-Day. Now we'll move on forward to the Battle of Normandy itself. It was broken down between the three allies within America, Britain, and Canada. The United States would get beaches Omaha and Utah, the UK would get Gold and Sword, and Canada would get Juno. There would be over 110,000 soldiers on their way to fight, with very little help behind them with tanks they could not have onto the land, but they had a lot of air support. The heavy MGs that were covering the bunkers and the strong infantry of the Germans were already ready for them when they were attacking the beaches. Now, the infantry was already ready because of the traitors that were inside the Marquis. The Marquis had not yet told the United States to attack. So Operation D-Day was kind of a hit or miss. So as they began to attack, the Marquis had told them before that this was either their last chance to beat Germany in this war, or they would not have a three-front war. The aftermath after all this, of the invasion itself, was the Allies would reign victorious. After a very short battle, it seemed, many of thousands were passed. They had died in front of their newfound front that allowed the great British Army to open up the three-front war that made it very difficult for Hitler himself to fight a three-front war, which was in Russia, Italy, and now in France. This challenged the Germans to attack in different ways. It pushed the Germans off the coast and allowed access for the Allies to bring in infantry and arms wherever they could. Now, D-Day was not just something that was just a significant battle, but it changed the tides of war. I told you the aspects of D-Day. I started by giving you information on the reasons for D-Day. I informed you of the Battle of Normandy. And lastly, I told you about the aftermath of the incredible battle. The invasion of D-Day changed the tides of war. It always happened, or it had to happen a certain way, or all these things that would have happened. There would have been no three-front. Germany would have conquered France and overall won the war. This day was a very important day in the history of all these great nations, and it changed the world forever. Thank you.